Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to day 5. In today's practice, it would be helpful if you could find something to support yourself with. If you don't have yoga blocks at home, maybe 2 pair of more steady books that you could rest your hands on top of. Now, for some of the poses where I will recommend the blocks, you don't need to use them. You could also just keep your fingertips down to the ground. But of course, this will be a little bit less supportive. So I would recommend to find something available at home before we start today's class. All right, so let's settle in to our meditative seat. We will begin with our intention setting, hands connecting in front of the heart space. And as you place this intention, feel yourself physically rooting down, energetically surrendering more into the moment, more into the space. On a mind level, inviting a bit more peace and calm. And then lower down your hands, thumb and index finger joining. Begin to connect to the Ujjayi breath. And as we take a few cycles of breaths here, see if you can begin to also invite a little pause in between each breath. So we take a deep inhale, and at the top of the inhalation, letting there be a pause for just a second before we start the exhalation. And at the bottom of the out breath, again, allowing there to be a little pause before starting the in breath. Acknowledging that there are 4 different parts of the breathing. And observe that little pause in between the breath. Notice how peaceful and grounded this space feels, where there's no action, there's no doing, there is just pure stillness. As we welcome this little pause, also acknowledging that there is no rush. We can take our time as we breathe. We can take our time as we move through the practice. Now from here, gently tilt your head forward. Keep your blanket around the low belly, low back a little bit longer as we gently transition now into a child's pose. So just shift forward. Keep those knees a little bit wider apart. You are welcome to also use the pillow at the low back if you'd like. And just surrender down to the ground. As you arrive into your child's pose, continue to connect to the 4 different parts of the breath. Observe that beautiful rhythm. Observe the stillness at the top of the inhale and at the bottom of the exhalation. Stay in your child's pose, but just walk those elbows a little more forward. So stretch out the arms and then dig the elbows into the ground. Join the palms together, fingers reaching up. So we have
Namaskar, praying hands at the back of the head. And feel that you are allowing the heart space to just melt down a little bit more. Feeling this gentle opening around the heart. Enjoy 2 more breaths here. Really feel yourself arriving. One more breath. Great, and now from here, gently extend the arms forward. Take your pillow to the side. And just for a moment, walk your hands back, coming to seated onto your heels. And fold a blanket, bring it to the side for now. Now, if sitting on your heels feels too much, you can take a pillow in between your feet, or stacking 2 blocks or 2 books on top of one another. Then interlace your fingers, press your palms forward away from the shoulders, and round the upper back slightly. Then you're going to extend the arms straight up overhead, lengthening out through the spine, but keep the gaze grounded and forward. Now take an inhalation here. With your exhalation, you're going to begin to round the spine. So push the palms forward and press the upper back back. With your inhalation, reach the arms up. Exhale, rounding your spine, breathing into the back of your body. Good. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, rounding your spine, leaning slightly back. Good. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in. And exhale out. Good. With your next inhalation, float those arms all the way up. Let go of the fingers. With the out breath, just sweep the arms alongside the body, all the way down. All right, from here, we're just going to stretch through the left arm, fingers reaching diagonally down towards the ground, and drop your head towards the right shoulder. Breathing into the neck, into the left side, breathing into the shoulder joint. Taking one more inhale here. And with your exhalation, you can gently roll your neck through center, lower that hand down, and just come all the way across towards the left side and reach through the right arm. Again, just holding, allowing yourself to create some space, some opening now into the neck, into the shoulder. One more in breath. With your out breath, slowly come through center, lower the right hand down. We're gonna lift up from our seat, so take the pillow to the side if you were using that, and just come to your hands and knees, sway your body here a little bit from side to side. Deep breaths, focusing on our ujjayi breathing. All right, and now from here, keep those hands rooted underneath the shoulders and extend the right leg straight back. Flexing your foot, pushing into your heel. With your inhalation, just keep your spine nice and long, tucking the ribs slightly in. With your exhalation, you're gonna pull your knee in towards the belly and round your spine. Forehead towards the knee. Inhale, extend that leg back again. Flexing the foot, lengthening the crown forward. With your exhalation, pull your knee towards the forehead. Definitely doesn't have to touch, but round the spine. Inhale. Let's do that one more time, lengthening your spine. Exhale, pull the knee towards the forehead.
Good. Now with your inhalation, again, just press back into your heel. With your exhalation, lower your knee all the way down to the ground. Other side, so we extend the left leg back. Inhale here. With your exhalation, pulling your knee towards the forehead. And then inhale, stretching back, flexing your foot. Exhale, feel that you're squeezing at the belly, engaging the core. Inhale, extending the left leg back. Exhale. Inhale one last time. And with your exhalation, just lower your knee all the way down to the ground. Sit back, drop the forehead, relax those arms. And after this one, it might feel good to just take the arms alongside your body, allowing your shoulders to fully release, soften down into the ground. Take 2 more breaths here, letting your body feel heavy. Slowing everything down. And then extend the arms forward. Come all the way up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes in and rise up here into your downward facing dog. So as always in downward dog, you can begin with a little bit of motion, just pedaling out those feet, going a little bit from side to side. Great. And then you can slowly walk all the way to the front of your mat. Then toe heel your feet all the way out to the outer edges of the mat. Slightly bend the knees, grab a hold of your elbows, and now sway here generously from side to side. As you sway here from side to side, I want you to feel how the back of the right leg is opening a little bit more, the back of the left leg is opening a little more, and just observe and notice how the different sides feel. Maybe one side is a little more open or tight. Good. Now we're going to drop those hands down. Lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. So either here you can stay on the fingertips or take 2 blocks now and place that underneath your shoulders. With your inhalation, let's lift and lengthen a little more through the spine. With our exhalation, just allow yourself to release the crown of the head forward and fold. You're welcome to slightly bend the knees. Inhale, let's lift and lengthen again through the spine. Exhale, gently release and fold. Inhale, so reach the tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Exhale, and just drop the head here, stretching out the back body. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale and fold. Take the blocks to the side for now. Toe heel your feet a little closer together, hip width apart. Keep those knees slightly bent and just roll yourself slowly up to a standing position. And then as you arrive here, roll your shoulders back a couple of times, pressing those feet into the ground, lengthening the crown of the head up. And now we're going to bring the hands in front of the heart space. With an inhalation, sweep the arms to the side and up, keeping the gaze forward. Exhale, gently release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. With your exhalation, root those hands down, step back, plank pose. Inhale, hold plank pose. With your exhalation, knees, bend the upper body, lowering to the ground. Reach back through those toes. Inhale, start with a little lift, baby cobra.
Exhale and lower. Inhale, small lift up. Exhale, gently release. Inhale, as you lift, reach back through those toes. Exhale and lower. Cross yourself all the way back. Come into a child's pose for a moment. You're welcome to take the knees a little wider apart, or the arms alongside the body, maybe a pillow at the low back, just whatever feels good for you. Take another deep breath here. And then from your child's pose, rise back up onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes in, lifting yourself all the way back up, downward dog. Now this time in downward dog, just try to stay still. Maybe bending the knees a little bit to create that nice lengthening through the spine. One more inhale. With your exhalation, peek forward through the hands and see if you can step to the front. Then inhale, halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sides and all the way up. Exhale, hands right in front of the heart. And with your next inhalation, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, folding forward and all the way down. Breathing in, lengthening halfway up. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Hold here, inhale. Now with your exhale, either dip the knees down or shift a little bit forward. Keep those elbows pointing straight back as you lower to the ground. Reach back through the toes. Inhale, maybe lift slightly higher for cobra. Exhale, lower the chest. Tuck the toes in. Gently press back up. Coming into your downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Notice how the body is becoming a little bit more warm, a little more vibrant. One more inhale. Exhale out. And then with your next inhalation, look forward. Switching feet, so maybe the left foot steps forward first and then the right foot follows. Then inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Now from here, take an in-breath, sweep the arms up overhead. With your exhalation, folding forward and down. Take a moment here and just grab a hold of those blocks now. We're gonna root the blocks underneath the shoulders and step back with the left foot. As we step back here, make sure that you have one straight line from the right heel back to the left, and maybe your feet are even slightly wider than that. See if you can keep your blocks where they are, push into the feet, and now rise up into Warrior One. So in Warrior One, feel that you're now rolling onto the outer edge of the left foot. You are sinking nice and deep into the right leg, and your hips are rotating forward. Keep the left leg straight. Notice if you're bending into the leg. So again, pushing into the left heel. Arms reaching up. Draw the ribs in. Draw the tailbone slightly in. Then take one more inhale here. With your exhalation, lower the hands back down. So place your hands onto the block and then see if you can move the blocks so they're right underneath
the shoulders. We're gonna gently straighten out the right leg. Now for some of you, you might keep it micro-bent. That's more than fine. So go to a point that feels okay for you. Keep those hips nice and squared. And with your inhalation, let's try to find some length through the spine. With our exhalation, gently release. See if you can drop a little bit lower over the right leg. Then inhale. Press either down to the ground or into the block, lengthening. With your exhalation, slowly release and fold. Inhale, lifting, lengthening the crown of that forward, tailbone back. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, finding some length through our spine. With our exhalation, we release over the right leg. Good, now inhale, come halfway up. See if you now can bend deeply into the right leg and walk those blocks a little bit forward. So we're gonna come onto the toes, into the left foot. Prepare yourself here, so as we shift now to the front, you want your shoulders to arrive right over the blocks. Alternatively, fingertips here down to the ground. Notice if your hips are rolling open. Can we square the hips down to the ground? If you look back towards your left foot now, your toes should face straight down. So we keep that nicely flexed. Reach a little bit more through the crown of the head. And you can always micro bend the right leg if that feels better for you. Take one more inhale here. And with your exhalation, slowly lower the left foot down next to the right. Beautiful, everyone. So from here, let's just drop forward now, slightly bending into the legs. Relax the crown of the head. And then keep that slight bend as you roll yourself all the way back in. Arriving here, lengthening again up through the crown of the head, and just roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Notice the effects. Stay with your breath. Good. Now bring your hands in front of the heart space. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Then grab a hold of the blocks. Walk them a little further back as you step back with the right foot. See if you can place your right foot in the right alignment here. So heel to heel, alternatively a little bit wider. Your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And now let's push into the feet, sweep the arms up, coming in to warrior one. So in this whole sequence, what we're learning is really building up the stability in the pelvic region, which is very good to keep Vata nice and grounded. So here, find the rotation forward. Feel the strength again into the legs. You're pushing actively into both feet, reaching the arms straight up. Draw the ribs in, draw the tailbone a little bit in. Feel that you're engaging the buttocks slightly on the right side. Let's take one more inhale here in warrior one. With our exhalation, circle those hands down. Keep your feet where they are. Walk the blocks a little further back. Extend the left leg to a point that feels comfortable for you. And then with your inhalation, again, let's reach, lengthen through the spine. With our exhalation, apply a little more pressure. Slowly release and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, slowly release forward and down. Breathing in, flow together with your Ujjayi breath. Exhale out. Last time, inhale. Exhale.
Inhale, lifting up. Bend into the left leg now. Shift onto the toes on the right side. Walk those blocks a little bit forward. And then we're going to find the balance here onto the left foot. Your blocks are right underneath the shoulders. Press firmly back into the heel. Again, check so that your toes are facing down. And then try to create a T shape of your body. So you reach forward through the crown, back through the right heel. You can slightly bend the standing leg. So really work actively here with your muscles. Good. One more deep breath in. With your exhalation, slowly release down. Beautiful job, everyone. So we're going to take those blocks away now. Again, just drop forward here through the crown of the head. Relax your arms. And then with that slight bend in your knees, roll yourself back up again to a standing position. And then arriving here, just rolling the shoulders back a couple of times. Now we're going to, from here, lower into our squat position. So take those feet a little bit wider apart. You guys have practiced squat position by now, so you know the positioning of your feet. We're going to take our hands in front of the heart space. With our inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, see if you from here can sit down. So either you're going to stay elevated, you're going to work a little more strength-wise here, or if you're able to drop into the tailbone, you're going to sink a little bit lower and focus on lifting, reaching through the crown of the head. A little trick here, if this feels too much for you, you could use the blocks in this pose as well. So allowing yourself to sit down on a pair of blocks and work a little bit more on creating that length through your spine. So let's take a few breaths here, whether you're using your blocks or not. One more inhale. And with your exhalation, slowly lift up. If you have blocks, take that to the side. And then see if you can place your hands gently behind you. Drop your hips all the way down. And we're just going to continue to release down towards the ground. Good. So once we arrive here, let's take the knees a little bit wider. You can either grab a hold of your ankles, your toes, or the outer edges of your feet if you want to go a little deeper in your happy baby pose. And then you can sway it out here. Go a little bit from side to side. Feel yourself fully arriving into the ground. Good. And after a couple of mindful sways, draw those heels closer down to the buttocks and drop your feet all the way to the ground. So we're going to slow things down now at the end of our class, doing a supported back bend. And you can work with different props here. You might want to use something higher, such as a firm meditation cushion, or you could roll up a blanket, alternatively working with something more firm like a block. Now I'm going to demonstrate with a block, so take whatever prop you have available at home. Let's press the low back down towards the ground, lift the hips up, and then you're going to slide that prop fairly low down onto your spine. So it's going to be in between the sacrum area and the tailbone. You could either have your block tilted this way. It could also be the flattest level. If you feel a little bit sensitive in your low back, I would recommend this. And I wouldn't go higher than this level, especially when we work with VATA. So keep your hips a little bit lower to the ground. Now either Just keep those feet stacked underneath your knees. Optionally, if this feels okay for your spine, you can extend the legs forward now. So really allowing your hips to just drop on top of that prop. And then just keep your arms alongside your body. Allow the feet to roll open. Just relax and sink down. Dropping onto that prop. Relaxing the rest of your body down to the ground. Again, we're helping to create some opening around the pelvic region, creating a nice little back bend here. Helping to rejuvenate and refresh the channels in these areas. Stay with the Ujjayi breath, taking a few more. Feel that you are creating a little bit more space, letting go of the tension. Last deep breath here. Good, and now we will very carefully slide those feet in one at a time. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, lift the hips up and away from the prop, slide that to the side, and then just slowly roll here along your spine all the way down. All right, and once you arrive here, just take the knees into the chest, and after this one, it might feel good to do just a few little circles here with your knees. So the area where we just had our prop around the sacrum, just allow that to nicely release here. And then you're gonna go the other way a couple of times. All right, and now from here, let's settle into our Shavasana. So you can take whatever props you want to use here, blanket, cushion. Letting yourself go now into the ground, nice and heavy, dropping everything, allowing the breath to just soften. Feel all the qualities from this practice, all the effects just settling in on a deeper plane. begin to softly come out of Shavasana with your eyes closed, we invite some gentle movements. We slowly roll over to the side. Rising all the way back up, letting the head be nice and heavy as we push up.
And then placing our hands in front of the heart, thanking ourselves for once more showing up on our mat and helping to create balance and harmony into the ether and air elements, inviting more stability and calm into body, mind, and heart. And bowing down.
Namaste.
All right, everyone. So we have completed day 5 in our VATA Balancing program. For this weekend, for days 6 and 7, we're going to go through some slightly different practices, focusing a little bit more on restorative poses and pranayama breathing techniques. So I look forward to see you tomorrow, and let's explore some other elements of our VATA Balancing practice.